Hi, good morning or good evening or whatever time zone you're in. Hope everyone had a really great holiday season. I'm Jameson Huckabee, founder of Tequila Party. We're here to do an Ask Me Anything. Our marketing team went and gathered some questions from our community, from our token holders, and we want to address those for you, as well as give you a progress update, let you know what's going on. Because that's important, right? So let's kick it off. I'll format this by doing a short answer and a long answer. And question number one is this. For those who don't know, what is a brief summation of Tequila Party? Tequila Party is a bridge builder. In short, we are making real tequila in Mexico. We are importing it to the United States and Hong Kong, and we have relationships with distribution already laid out. Each bottle of tequila is going to come with an NFT complement, and that NFT will be representative of original Mexican artwork. So we have some artist partners that are creating these pieces of art that will be sold with the tequila, and the profits from the tequila will actually go back into the token itself. And so there's incentive to hold, there's a structured dividend that will go back in. So this is really what we call the circle of incentive, right? The circle of incentive doesn't rely on new holders coming into the token. There's external energy coming into the system, which is why this token is so unique and why it will last long term. So some exciting things happening there. The longer answer. We have spent tremendous time and effort building a brand that we believe will stand the test of time. It is a beautiful bottle. We've got some images for you here. We have a tequila. We've sourced a tequila that we believe has wide appeal and is extremely high quality. The price point falls into the ultra premium category. So it will be competing with the Don Julios and the Casamigos and the Patrons of the world. Maybe just slightly higher price point for that. We have selected this with care because they produce this tequila in a traditional way. The whole point of Tequila Party is to pay homage to the history and culture of the Mexica people, right? Of the people who created distillation. There's evidence to actually suggest that the Zapotec Indians in modern day Oaxaca were actually distilling as early as 700 AD, which, if you're doing the math, that predates European distillation by nearly 500 years. It's crazy to think about. So just tremendous technology, right? To be able to do this. And agave had many uses at the time. They used it for building materials. They used it for clothing. They used it for sustenance, right? And it's an incredible plant with nearly 1,000 uses. In fact, there was a goddess of agave, Mayahuel, who gives life to the people that utilize and appreciate the agave plant. So really, Tequila Party is about paying homage to that. Tequila Party is about conservation of the region. Tequila Party is about trying to be respectful to those roots. Tequila Party is about leveraging crypto in order to make the world a better place. So this is consistent with what Paragon does with all of its projects. Paragon Crypto Group is the umbrella of which Tequila Party falls underneath. So that's the long answer. Again, this works because it's not a perpetual motion machine where you rely on new holders to come in order to make the token value go. This has external energy. We're producing a real product. We're building a bridge from the real world to the cryptosphere. And really the hard thing about this is the conjunction of a very old business and a very new business that are coming together. One that moves very slow, the booze business and import-export, right? And one that moves very quickly, crypto. So it's hard. It takes time. And if it were easy, somebody else would have done it already. There are a handful of breweries and things like that have distributed NFTs with their beer. There was a sake project, right, of which only 888 bottles of this sake were made. This is a global, international tequila brand that we're building. We're super excited about it. We have amazing partners. We're making progress. We are in the middle of a capital raise, and let's go to the next question. All right. You have mentioned multiple times in social media that the production of the physical tequila is nearing completion and that it will be on shelves come spring. What does this mean for Tequila Party and its holders? So I think the words that I don't use nearing completion, but we have a distillation partner. They are ready to pull the trigger. We need funds in order to make this happen. There are no taxes built into Tequila Party. Plan 1 was for the token to be able to raise money in order to do that. We haven't sustained a high enough valuation in order to make that happen. That's okay. Round 2 is we're raising capital. We have built something that is tremendous and beautiful, and we have lots of interest in terms of investors wanting to inject capital into the system. If that doesn't work, which it will for a lot of reasons, then we move to Plan 3 and Plan 4, which are built around partnerships of somebody producing this in kind of a white label capacity. So no, we're making a real tequila. It's going to happen. What I mean by nearing completion is that we're ready to pull the trigger on this so once we complete our capital raise, which I expect to be done in January. So we're pushing hard for this. We have a lot of interested parties. This is exciting. What this means for holders is that you're going to see a lot of publicity around this. You're going to see a push of the actual tequila in the marketplace. If you're a token holder, you will, when the company is able to, receive structured dividends from the actual sale of tequila itself. Now, there's a clear distinction here. The token is not equity in Tequila Party LLC. It can't be for a lot of reasons. See the XRP lawsuit with the SEC right now. It's very important that we make the clear distinction that the tequila token is not equity. However, it is an interest in the company, as in ultimately through our governance program, etc., which is our sister project, DeFire, you will have a say in token holder interests. And what that means will be clearly defined. But you know, we want to make sure that it's worth your while. So the company will have a program of consistent buybacks of the tequila token, of consistent rewards for holding the token, and reward is probably a better word than dividend, but it's going to be extremely lucrative to hold the Tequila Party token long term. And we don't rely on new holders in order to drive value, and that is the most important part to understand for holders. All right, question number 3. Can you elaborate more on the structured dividends that holders will be receiving and how that fits into the tokenomics of Tequila Party? Sure, I think we briefly touched it, but in essence, if you hold the Tequila Party token, you will be receiving rewards from the actual sale of the tequila. It is not a set percentage. It cannot be for a lot of reasons. Companies only distribute dividends when they have excess cash, right? We'll be in a growth phase for a while, but we will make sure to push out some rewards to holders to show that we're doing what we promised we would do. It also is lucrative to hold the token for a number of reasons, including a buyback program, which we will initiate We'll be increasing liquidity as the token value grows. We don't want to do it too fast because we want the value to rise, of course, because that benefits our token holders. So too much liquidity prevents that. We want to make sure that we're in a sweet spot. So we'll constantly monitor and adjust that as necessary, right? The point is our circle of incentive, where the token facilitates the production of the tequila, the sale of tequila, supports the artists that created the NFTs, right? As well as puts a structured reward program back to token holders, is kind of a complete circle, and it's nearly perpetual, right? So this is very cool. All right, number 4. While production is nearing completion and the physical aspect of the bridge is being dealt with, what do you have, or do you have anything in mind to bring attention to Tequila Party token-wise? I'll try to not step on my soapbox too much here, but in essence, the age of the influencer is dead. There have been tokens that have enlisted extremely high-profile celebrities, and it hasn't made a difference. It might have a short 10-20% pump, but they spend millions of dollars on these deals, and it just doesn't matter. Now, with that said, awareness of the token is extremely important. So we kind of have what I would almost call a lifestyle campaign that we're working on. We built a beautiful brand. We want to do an ad campaign that supports that. We have marketing partners that are ready to create and disseminate content for that. And so really this will be about content creation. That's how we're going to get attention. Traditional PR, a lot of outreach into traditional media. We want to make sure that people understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? This is our mission. So the physical aspect of the bridge being built, I don't like the way this is worded, but what we say with Paragon's projects is that Tequila Party is building a bridge from the real world to the crypto sphere, right? We want to connect the two. We want to make it easier for people to get into crypto who weren't otherwise normally in crypto. That's important to us. And so we want to connect the dots there with something physical in the real world and something in our crypto sphere, which can be kind of a vacuum or an echo chamber sometimes. So we want to pierce that barrier and make it easy for people to come into the space and understand that crypto can be leveraged for good things. All right, number 5, what are your plans for Tequila Party once bottles are on shelves? We're going to grow the brand. We have some brand ambassadors that are ready to hit the street, do educational events around the United States and in Hong Kong. We want to share what we're doing with crypto and the tequila. And by the way, it's really good tequila. It's awesome stuff. I don't want to delve too far into it, but it's produced in the valley, not far from the town of Tequila itself. And so these are very volcanic soils that these agaves are grown in. It's done in a very traditional way, and it has a very wide appeal on the mouthfeel because of that. We'll go through tasting videos and things like that. It'll be very cool. I'll teach you how to appreciate it. It's very good on its own, but it's really a slam dunk. It's a wonderful product. What are the plans? Grow the brand, and the token will grow because of that. Again, we're trying to connect the crypto sphere with the real world, and people will be attracted to it for those reasons. Number 6, are there any partnerships, short and long-term, technical milestones that you want to talk about or bring some attention to? Sure. We're building a mobile app, right? That will be available for iOS and Android. So in short, what that means is you'll have a wallet or a connection to a wallet, either Trust Wallet, MetaMask, whatever, where you'll be able to purchase tequila tokens on your device, which is sweet for a lot of reasons. There will be an educational component of the app where you can read about what we're doing and why. So kind of a brochure type situation. But more importantly, you'll be able to manage your NFTs that you accumulate when you buy the bottles of tequila, right? So this is cool. Also, artists will have the option to submit artwork through the app and turn it into an NFT, and then we'll attach it to the physical products themselves. So that's a big deal. That's coming along. We have done some preliminary development work on that. We understand what it looks like. We understand what we're doing with it. The code is coming together, and development of it will really accelerate once we complete our capital raise. So I'd like to bring attention to that. And I also like to bring attention to the fact that we have an importer for the United States. We have a distilling partner that is ready to go. We have people that are ready to make our beautiful bottles. We have advisors that understand this space, right? We have an awesome partnership with Agave Coin, and they play in this space all the time, right? So Agave Coin is much bigger than what it appears. They are a token that's been around for a while that is really taking a look at the agave wholesale market. That aside, we play in the same space, we care about the same things, and really having their stamp of approval on what we're doing is awesome because they are Mexican, they live in Mexico, they care about this very much, and they agree with what we're trying to make and do. So that's beautiful. All right, number 7. Can you elaborate on the planned NFTs for Tequila Party, and will they have utility function? The NFTs are meant to be original Mexican artwork, right? We have artist partners that are excited about what we're doing. It's supposed to be a celebration of Mexican heritage, right? You'll be able to trade and sell these NFTs on a secondary market. We may plan some utility functions for the NFTs with special bottle releases, things like that in the future. I don't have any plans to announce anything like that quite yet. There was another NFT project in the wings called Soul Aztecs. The NFT market completely cratered, which is why we stopped work on that. And it seems silly to sink a bunch of effort into something that really would detract from the main projects that we have in the Paragon portfolio. So that has been paused for now. It may come back at a certain point, maybe on BSC, maybe not on Solana. I don't have any technical details to discuss for that yet. And those at one point did have a utility function. The NFTs that come with the bottles are just beautiful pieces of art to own that you can do whatever you want with. So that is something to think about, something to consider. Question number 8. Will Tequila Party produce special collector's edition bottles? In short, yes. So for those of you who don't know, mezcal really is the umbrella, much like whiskey, right? And tequila is a highly regulated mezcal. So it falls underneath that umbrella. It used to be a much more rustic expression, like they used to bake the piñas, the agave fruit, underground, much like a pig roast, right? And in the early 1900s or so, tequila transitioned to steam stone ovens or brick ovens at this point in terms of how they're cooked. So it's a much cleaner expression. We plan to release some different, more traditional expressions of agave. So tequila has to use Blue Weber agave. There's nothing special about it. It's just what they picked, right? There are hundreds of other agaves out there, Espadín, Marucuiche, Mexicano, etc. Tobala, one of my personal favorites, is hard to find, and some of these take up to 20 years to fully mature and be ready for harvest, right? So yeah, we would love to release some other expressions. Obviously it's mezcal, not tequila. We want to make that distinction. Some of these special releases could have some NFT variants. I'm not ready to announce anything like that quite yet, but yes, we'd love to do some special releases for that. All right. Do you have any guarantees that Tequila Party will succeed? What do you believe is a probable market cap for Tequila Party come Q2 of 2022? Wen Lambo, right? Here's the thing. If you want a super safe investment, invest in AAA bonds. You're going to get, maybe 0.5% return, maybe less. On that, you're not going to beat inflation, but it's very safe. You probably won't lose money. If you want to do something more aggressive, you go for large cap stocks that trade on a major exchange, like Apple, for instance, right? IBM, GE, blue chips, right? Those companies are probably not going to zero. If you want to do something a little more aggressive and interesting, you might get into futures and options. You might get into certain hedge funds, etc. Crypto is the Wild West. There are no guarantees, but I will guarantee that I will keep pushing until Tequila Party releases a real product and we grow it in the wild until it's a real thing. I am determined to do this. There are no guarantees. Maybe I could drop dead. I don't know. Maybe I get hit by a bus. Maybe there's somebody else that's willing to pick up the reins after that. I don't know. But no, there are no guarantees. We are an upstart company. You could lose all of your money. We are committed to making this happen. I will tell you that much. We've been around for 7 months now, 7 months plus, and we have made tremendous progress in creating a beautiful brand and establishing partnerships that will allow us to actually get this done. So what is a probable market cap? This is another I don't know. This has never been done. We have no reference for what an international tequila brand looks like on an exchange. If we grow our volume and do tremendous things, you have to keep in mind once again that the Tequila Party token is not equity in the company, so the valuations get interesting. What does this actually look like, right? What is the value of receiving structured dividends that is exclusive of new holders of the token? Those are all great questions. I would imagine people want to be a part of this, especially when our circle of incentive actually begins working, right? There are some exciting things that are going to happen. But I could easily see several $100 million. I could easily see $1 billion, there are tequila brands that have no distillery, that have very little product, that have been sold for over $1 billion several times, right? Crypto is different. We are the first people in this space. We're pioneers. We don't know what's going to happen. So none of this is financial advice. I can't answer that question for you. You're going to have to determine what risk is appropriate, and please know that we are going to drive this to completion. That's enough about that. All right. Is there anything current holders can do to increase Tequila Party's growth? Yeah, sure. If you know somebody that might be a good partner, send me a note. I am Ross Brentwood on Telegram. For those of you who don't know, I'd love to take advantage of any introductions that our current token holders can make. For instance, our connections in Hong Kong have come from a token holder. Our connections in Mexico have partly come because of my own history and experience, but also because the token exists, because we've created a community where people can come in and see what we're doing and get excited by it. So in order to accelerate growth, I'd love to think about any partnerships you have, any resources such as we have a wonderful design team. They're very busy and not always available. For For smaller projects, sometimes having resources available to do that would be huge. So I will say that I've said it before, but shill harder is not a strategy. What is going to drive this token is a real product that is out in the world, and we are driving every day to make that happen. And people who choose to hold the token will be rewarded because of that. And so as our circle of incentive begins to work and cycle, then the value of the token will do what it's supposed to do. All right. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Appreciate having you. And we are always open for questions. We will try to create more content like these and do more updates that are similar. We appreciate you being a part of our community, and we appreciate your interest, and we appreciate your belief in our project here. We're trying to make the world a better place. We're trying to leverage crypto to do good things. Tequila Party is a part of Paragon Crypto Group. We have 2 sister projects, and we are growing and excited to do the right thing in the crypto space. Again, thank you all. My name is Jameson Huckabee. I'm the founder of Paragon Crypto Group and Tequila Party. Love answering questions and would love to do more in the near future. Thanks.